It's top tier Jasmine Allure, and if you want to have an alluring time, you better watch Countdown City WrestleCast.
Yeah, we're gonna
Did
go
I
on like
not
nothing
suffer
happened.
enough last
gonna
week?
go on like
last
nothing
week
happened.
was last week not enough for me?
I can play Angel Blues Liner too if you want.
There is
You better not.
Welcome everybody to the Countdown City WrestleCast live show.
God, I hate this
Freaking
show.
5 seconds from the end of the countdown. My PC loses connection, has to reconnect real quick. But thank God we're here. Wow. Live show, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, JC. Right now, rooting for my Titans, so if I'm distracted, I apologize. This one here, staying up a little bit just to watch the game. Joining me, we got Tommy.
Hey.
And we got Mike.
quite a coincidence that we played the top tier liner when clearly our production is top tier here.
Hey,
I think that fits.
What can I say? We're a cut rate show, bad economy. You get what you get for.
Hey.
So, thank you everyone for joining us on this week's episode. And because she's here and she's going to be on me until I show this, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, even though it's misspelled on here, but that's okay. So we'll just make this big here.
I bet you
Countdown
most
City
people
Geeks.
wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, except for the random W in here somewhere, but that's okay. All right, so
Like, where's Waldo? Find the W.
yeah, all right. So those are our
What's up,
pretty
Bernsey?
awesome graphics. What
Bernsey,
is up?
J-
What is
Jason-
up? Great start.
Jason,
Thanks, Jay.
that- You're right.
Look,
Great start.
JC, even if we made that into a literal like digital graphic, we need to keep it exactly like that.
All right.
So that pops up on our screen digitally, but it's always
Always
spelled in that same way.
Love you.
Oh.
Go Titans.
Night.
All right. Well, today, everybody, we are going to be talking all about WWE Crown Jewel. Mike and Tommy will let us know how it was at Hybrid.
Ring of
Hybrid Mania?
Horror.
Ring of Horror.
Ring of Horror is what they call it. All right, yeah. And one thing we may not even realize, guys, I know we didn't get to discuss a whole lot about Bound for Glory, but Impact turned around and had an Impact Plus show last Friday. Did you guys even know this?
No, but I
No,
know it was
wait.
from England.
Yeah, it was. in
Oh
England.
yeah. Oh, that was the impact.
And-
I didn't know that was a plus show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I only know because Cultaholic was kind of involved, and one of their guys was like the ring announcer for, I think, Turning Point.
And I think Simon Miller wrestled.
Simon, yeah, apparently debuted on the show for them.
There is
So-
one interesting match on there I want to see because it was a last chance match, and I wanted to talk about it just a little bit with the result of it. Haven't gotten to see it yet, but there were some interesting matches on this card just from the lineup. I think it's worth going to check out. If you have Impact Plus, go back and check it out. I need to go back and watch it too because it looks really good.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that, and then we're finally going to get into our discussion of the PWI Women's 250, the first ever Women's 250, up from the 150 as it had been in previous years. So, and whether or not they should move it up to a 500 or just keep it at 250.
Well,
Yeah.
they should at least have like a 251 or a 260 because there's several names that we can just go right off the bat. I mean, we'll get to it in a minute, but like, really, not even 250? Come on.
Yeah, we'll see. So, let's get started a bit on the wrestling news front of things. And she was just on the show with us last week, and ready training for a marathon. Had a couple shows this past week. I think even the one that was outside ended up happening. But unfortunately, Angel Blue posted on her social media that she is dealing with an injury. Thankfully, not as bad as she feared it was. She thought she had dislocated her shoulder, but turns out, from what she's posted, it's an AC joint sprain. Doesn't sound as serious, but she is recovering. Don't know how long she'll be out. Hopefully, it's not long. I know she's dealing with it, so she hasn't got back to me on how she's doing. But Angel Blue, wishing you a speedy recovery. We hope this does not impact your marathon training. I know that's a big deal for you, and we're still rooting for you. But keep with the fitness. I mean, that's gotten you back to this point. Keep on doing what you're doing. We're all pulling for you, praying for you, and we know you'll be back in the ring sooner and stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joint sprains usually aren't as bad. It's usually just like they just want you to kind of take it easy. I've had joint sprains
Yeah.
of my shoulders, and it just hurts like the dickens for for the first week at least.
Make sure and
Yeah.
get that shoulder strong, so when you come back for that Tommy slap, you get
Yeah.
all that torque in there.
Did I not go through enough last week? Was
Hold
last
on.
week not enough for you people?
Dude, I have heard nothing but positive feedback about how entertaining that show was.
I'm
You
sure
cannot
you
lie.
have. I'm sure
Okay.
you have.
So yeah, yes. Bye. Good night, Adi. I see you back there. All right, Adiela. Bedtime. Jesus. Yeah, it's fun, and Angel Boy, if you're watching this or get to see it afterward, please give us updated. Let us know how you're doing.
Yeah.
If you want to pop in and give us like a weekly injury update, or just to give Tommy a hard time, just to keep your spirits up, whatever
Yeah,
it.
either or, we're down.
Yeah. So, or both.
I hate this show.
Anyway.
Look, Tommy, part of it is neither me or JC really have a long list of mortal enemies in the wrestling world. I mean,
I might have one, but he's probably to the point where he's not going to talk to me at all.
right?
And he's not exactly on. I don't know. Speaking out movement really got to that guy.
Ooh.
Well, I was gonna say that kind of eliminated some names off my list too, honestly. So.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. So, but I mean, it's not a long list.
Yeah.
It's a list, but it's not that long.
Now, another bit of news, and one that, quite frankly, I don't know. Ric Flair signing a multi-year contract with AEW.
I just saw that.
2 years apparently is what I
Just
saw.
2 years. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, just appearances and stuff. It was pretty cool to see him come out for what looks like to be Sting's final run. So it's kind of cool for that too. So yeah.
I mean, is he going to turn on him in the final match just to do
just
it for posterity's sake? Just because
I mean, what 40 years? Might as well go.
Yeah.
Go out the way you came in, screwing Sting over. So.
All right. Well, anything else? Big wrestling news wise.
I mean, I know we talked. Oh, good.
I was gonna say, well, it's not big in terms of the rest of the wrestling world, but big for us. Khan and Mogul Embassy won the ROH 6-man tag titles back, so you know.
Nice.
Khan pinned a Young Buck on Dynamite. That's pretty cool. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
And the Gates of Agony won a tag team match on ROH. I think their previous tapings, but it aired today. So I hear that I know he cut a promo saying that they won a title shot. So
yeah. I don't remember if I said this on the show last week, JC, but when we were at RCW the week before, and Tommy was there, and we talked to him briefly, and I just told him, I was like, dude, I think it's awesome. I was like, because I'm a huge Claudio mark, and you guys a couple weeks ago fought him and Wheeler in a tag match, and you guys are getting tag matches against like all these really cool AEW teams and some of the ROH stuff, and so they've been doing really good. So that's really cool for Khan, and yeah.
I was gonna say because one thing he said to me about that he just said it's crazy. We've only been teaming a year.
Yeah,
and we're already getting all these shots and everything. He's like, it's crazy to me. I was like,
he's already a 3-time ROH trios champion.
Yep,
with his last win. So,
yeah,
good stuff.
And I don't know if you guys knew this, but with the title reign before, this just adds to it. He's actually the only single person who has the longest title reign with those belts.
Mm.
So collectively, but he for one guy, he has the most days as champion.
Yeah. By the way, I apologize if I'm a little distracted. The Titans are on Thursday Night Football, and oh hell yeah, Will Levis, who, if you listen to the Sports Minorities podcast, I lovingly call mayonnaise because just listen, you'll find out. Dude is fucking killing it, rookie quarterback. So he's making passes.
So Harlow talks about him too.
Really?
Yeah.
We talked about the Oiler jerseys.
Oh, those were beautiful.
They were.
They were amazing to see.
So when that comes out in a few days. By the way, I guess just real quick, if we're talking about news, go watch our Gia Michelle interview.
Yes.
WoW superhero Gigi Gianni.
Gigi Gianni, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I
and
said it
then-
wrong the first time, so now I
Yeah,
remember it all the time. That was the right
And
one.
then everywhere else locally around Texas is Gia Michelle, current hybrid women's champion. We interviewed her on Monday, and that came out earlier today.
Yes.
Yeah,
Go
earlier
check
today.
that out. And then I guess we'll go ahead and throw it out here. Me and Tommy interviewed H2 Easy, Hyder, and Harlow earlier this
Amazing.
evening. And hopefully that'll be out sometime soon, if not over the weekend. And that was a real fun interview, just talking about their start. We had them both on at the same time.
Yep.
And it was really cool. And they're talking about their start and what they've been through. And they both have some cool stories from their time on AEW as Dark Elevation, and then Hyder was at the SmackDown taping as security during the Usos interaction stuff. So
Yeah.
Nice.
some cool stories about that, and just a really cool dude. So stay on our socials. We'll obviously announce that and share that once that's ready to go.
Very
Mhm.
cool. What else was I going to say too? Oh, God, I just drew a blank here.
Sorry.
That's okay. It'll come back to me. Yeah.
Okay.
I am excited to hear that interview too.
Yeah.
What you told me about them, and just the Oil Derrick logo that they have, I think is pretty badass too. So
Yeah, it is really cool.
pretty cool. to
Tower
see.
of
Yeah,
Power.
so, Tower of Power. Now, before we move into Crown Jewel, yes, Impact had a Impact Plus event this past Friday, and there's one match in particular that stood out to me and Trinity defended the Knockouts Championship against Deonna Purrazzo with Gail Kim as a special referee. But there was a caveat to this. This was a last chance match for Deonna Purrazzo.
I actually didn't even know that.
If she lost, she was no longer allowed to challenge for the title as long as Trinity held it. And I mean, I can go through the results of the show because there were some, if you want, there's some really big ones here too. Eric Young and Josh Alexander defeated Subculture, just in a tag
Nice.
match. Giselle
Nice.
Shaw defeated Alex Windsor. Rich Swann defeated Trey Miguel, singles match.
Wow.
Jordan Grace defeated Donnie Luna. Joe Hendry defeated Simon Miller.
Oh,
And
wow.
the team of Moose and Brian Myers, calling themselves the most professional wrestling gods,
Great name. Greatest name ever.
defeated Frankie Kazarian and Chris Sabin. Kazarian stepping in for Alex Shelley, who was out due to an injury. And Will Ospreay defeated Eddie Edwards. And I know Tommy's probably going to want to
that was
watch
Bound for Glory. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally,
Oh.
Trinity defeated Deonna Purrazzo. So as it stands right now, Deonna cannot challenge for the Knockouts title as long as Trinity holds it. Yes.
So you know what someone said online? They said, "What if Ospreay pulls the swerve of the century and signs with Impact / TNA?" I said, would that really be a swerve, or would that just be kind of smart? Because they're a solid company.
Yeah, they really are. And, TNA coming back. And I just saw a thing today that they said the morale in their locker room is higher than it's ever been in years. And it's easy to see why. I mean,
I mean, they keep putting on quality show after quality show.
Yeah,
I mean,
they really do.
that's like it. I don't know who else was somewhere online. I read like how good Impact's been, and I like typed in all caps, "Thank you." I've been saying that for the past 3 years, but so yeah.
And hey, they've been putting on good shows, even under the threat of Bully Ray maybe winning matches.
They've definitely been the one constant through all this. Ever since the pandemic hit and everything, they've definitely stayed constant with the quality and all that stuff. So
yeah, they really have.
This is kind of like what Ring of Honor was back in the early 2000s. Like I would say about them, they just have solid shows all across the board, no matter what everyone else is doing. And ROH honestly to me is still doing that, just in a different format. But gotta give Impact their props, man. Just whenever, and that's why I keep saying that AEW isn't going anywhere, because Impact never went anywhere. They just kind of had to restructure. They restructured, got back Scott D'Amore and Don Callis. Thank God for them, even though Don Callis is the current devil. He wasn't at that point. So, well, it's between him and Christian Cage, who's more of a devil, and they're being so bad. Even Satan's like, "Hey, y'all need to calm it down. I just need some work here." So, Jason just said they need to be on a better channel. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting thing too because the channel that they're on basically owns them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean a better TV deal would help, but maybe that's also what's kind of keeping them within budget right now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's what helps is that they have the money to be able to put these types of shows on.
Yeah.
The Impact Plus thing definitely helps a lot, but yeah, that is going to take time. What you have to realize right now, they've in essence had to kind of reset everything and become a new
Oh yeah.
promotion. When
Right.
AEW showed up, they kind of got rated for talent, stuff like that. So it's going to take time. Now,
And
yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
was saying, also looking back, they kind of got screwed when they tried to work together for a little bit. Like,
Mm.
basically, I feel like AEW got the better of it, and then
Mhm.
kind of the way WCW treated the invasion, or WWE treated the invasion when they owned it. It was like they always came out looking better for it. So
Yeah.
I'm glad they kind of, I mean, they, like I said, got the worst end of the stick there, but it didn't really affect them in the long run. They just stayed consistent, like we've been saying.
Hang on one second.
Yep.
Chambea. All right, sorry. The kids are going to bed. Like that is something we have been doing since Backlash. I wanted to let you guys know. So if you
Well, I
guys
heard you do it the other night, and I was like, is that the Bad Bunny song? Is that what we're doing?
look, I'm gonna reiterate this right now. Like I said in my 1 minute warning after Backlash, the Royal Rumble this year needs to be in Puerto Rico because that was a fucking hot crowd. And
no.
so my daughter changed her walk-up song for softball to Chambea by Bad Bunny ever since that show. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
Right now.
Does she also come out with like the card of weapons and stuff, or just?
I mean, if they allowed it, she has a bat, these,
Yeah.
so, yeah. So, news on Impact, they did announce that the final show under the Impact umbrella will be Impact Final Resolution. And the first one under the TNA umbrella, officially they rebranded TNA in January, and TNA Hard to Kill will be the first one under back under the TNA rebranding. And I assume they're going to be calling it TNA Plus, the streaming service, instead of Impact Plus.
Maybe
That's
Probably.
that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, so full on rebrand there as well. So, and I just remember what I was going to say, been on the news front of things. It looks like some early rumors is that we are getting Raw in San Antonio in March.
Yeah, I heard that.
So
Oh,
it lead up to WrestleMania. I believe it's Monday, March 4th, whatever that first Monday of March is. So it's looking like the final month leading up to WrestleMania is going to be starting in San Antonio. They're going to be kind of making a Texas loop that weekend. So
Nice.
keep your
Okay.
eyes on that for tickets as well. So
cool.
all right. Guys, real quickly want to ask you about the hybrid show that took place this past Friday at the Hybrid School of Wrestling. How was it? Some highlights.
Yeah.
have at it.
It was good.
It was okay. No, I'm kidding. It was fun. It was fun.
Also, and hopefully we'll see these coming out in the next couple of weeks. We were able to get in there a little early and get some liners from some of the people we've already done interviews with.
And some of them were hilarious.
There was also shout out to we've known who they are for a while, but I don't know if Tommy had, but like I hadn't really interacted with them much previous to this. But Face for Wrestling is a group here that, and he told us, but like I know I'd seen them. They really started originally covering Japanese women's wrestling, like Stardom,
Nice.
because at the time one of the guys was stationed in Germany in the army. So he finally moved back here. They've been working with Hybrid. They're at RC. They're at all the local shows that we are. So we were doing one of our little things, and I'll go ahead and say who it was. So we had Casey and Brandon, the Flock and Brawlers, on there, and we were setting them up, and the guy just walks into frame and starts cutting a promo, and I was like, "Well, play, let's go."
Yeah.
And so if you follow Face for Wrestling on social media, he released it this past week, and it was just hilarious. And he gave a thank you to me and Tommy, for giving him the video. But we were like, yeah, like it was awesome. So that was kind of fun. Before
it was good times. So
it was hilarious. So we got to do that before the show, and then the show itself again. They're little. Of course, it was like the Friday before the Cool Front came in, so there was one more hot show in the warehouse. But it was worth it.
It was.
Good show overall. There was some guys from what was it, Gulf Coast and Ben Galvan School down the coast. It was kind of funny because there was the first guy who was like what did he call himself? The something, or maybe just the Juggernaut.
Yeah,
And he was about 270. Then a bigger guy comes who was like a good 353 plus. And we're like, okay, you can't call yourself the Juggernaut when you're the smaller man in the match.
Yeah.
So his opponent, okay, did you say it was Black Hole? Because one guy kept yelling Black Wolf. And I was like, what? But
It was something Wolf, I thought.
maybe it was Wolf then. Okay. Yeah, but that dude, they were like, he's from Mustang Island. And I was like, Mustang Island might have risen a few feet because with him gone, no. But it was a solid match.
He's from Mustang Island. He is Mustang Island.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. And then, of course, all the hybrid people having solid matches. Izzy had her title match like we had talked about a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like kind of like Tommy said earlier, Izzy, she hasn't even had 10 total matches between MPW hybrid, and she did a United match last weekend too, I think.
Yeah.
And she looks like she's been doing it for a while. Like she doesn't look like a green rookie. And then like Tommy said too, Gia Michelle, the champion, when we interviewed her, we didn't realize she has only been doing this barely 2 years herself. And we kind of talked about it in the interview with her, and I think it just kind of speaks to Marvel and Hybrid and what they do to get all their talent, and their students ready. They're not, JP kind of shares a story about his start of training in another state, in a place that wasn't the best of gyms and stuff like that, and yeah, and every time I hear stories like that, it just goes to show that Marvel and Hybrid and all of them are just true professionals, and you're getting quality when you graduate from there. Like he doesn't just take your money and throw you out there. Yeah, yep. Jason, Izzy did almost get a pin on Gia.
Yep.
Look, like she's talented, man. Like again, under 10 matches under her belt, and she's 16. So
yeah,
sky's the limit for her, man.
Definitely so much potential too, and like I told her and her dad when she was getting ready for her first match, I was like, you guys did it the right way,
Yeah.
And it's something to be proud of too, the way they've handled everything.
Yeah, it really is.
Regardless of people saying, why are you doing this, why are you doing that, I mean, people giving shit about her taking a choke slam at 12 years old when everyone was there protecting her, so it's just what it is.
You think in Japan they gave crap to the little girls that would have the matches with Omega?
Oh God, come on, that was entertaining. Like that randomly pops up somewhere on my TikTok feed every now and then. Is I just got to go YouTube the full match again and watch it.
The idea that some people think that like they aren't protecting these kids is hilarious to me because it really does come back to the argument. Okay, either wrestling's fake or it's real. Y'all can't have it both ways. Y'all can't call it fake when the grown men do it, and either actually one of my favorite clips is like this kid. Is it like this kid's birthday or something? Like these guys, the Young Bucks super kick his dad, and then the kid he beats them up, and they sell it, and then they come back and super kick the kid. Now, here's my only problem with that. That kid sold the hell out of that super kick. He hit the ground like they legit kicked his face off, and I was like, bro. Maybe he should start training because in a few years he could be good. So because he was probably laid out like he got just shot. I was like, that kid's good.
I hope he got paid his enhancement talent because that's a hell of a.
He had a hot dog and a handshake.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
He had a hot dog in his handshake. He was good.
Yeah. So no, but the hybrid show was great. They had what was it? H2 Easy defending their titles against the Treats.
Yes.
And it was kind of cool because they got interference from End of the World Party. Tommy, obviously has known them a little bit, and we got to interview them way back in January.
Yeah.
At one of those
this year. Jeez.
Yeah, at one of those wrestling things at Wonderland Mall.
Oh, it was a Power Rangers thing. And
you're right. It was the Power Rangers one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the funny thing was, some people didn't know who they were. And
Like
we
my
were like,
mother.
we know who they are. We know.
Yeah. That's one reason I wanted to interview them. I was like, well, you guys, you busy right now? They're like, no, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure they're
but
excited, like, oh my god, people recognize us.
yeah,
this
the
band, blah, blah, blah.
funniest part was when I introduced them to my mom, who just happened to be in the mall that day, and she met them, and then like the next day, she was like, they were really scary, but they were so nice. So I was like, my mom's adorable. And just reading Jason's comment, yeah, AZM was super young. Yeah, she was 10 when she started wrestling.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, you guys ready to talk Crown Jewel?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, I don't loathe the idea of it, so sure.
Yeah. Is this the first time that's happened? Because I feel like every time we've had a
No,
show like this, we're calling
It's
it Blood Money.
slowly
No,
kind of.
the last Saudi Arabia show was had the tag team match between the Usos and it was between Roman and Solo against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. So that one was actually good too. Like that
Yeah.
one, I was like the first. I was like, oh my god, I'm
Was
actually.
that the
excited
last
for
time
it.
Roman wrestled? Or
It was earlier this year. I know that. But yeah. So yeah.
Yes, I know I'm lying, but yes, no, that's the last time.
I
you
feel
wrestled.
like you were going like January, February, March.
Yeah, I was like, look. I was like, okay, we're in 2023 right now.
Yeah.
No, that would make it mean he wrestled already once.
was
this
that
year, so-
pre-COVID? No.
Yeah, it's like was there? I can't remember if there was a crowd there or not. Was there a crowd?
Was that Thunderdome?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we are talking Crown Jewel, and it's like it how things are going now. We're actually kind of excited about this show.
Yeah.
8 matches on the card, 7 of them on the main card. We're going to go through, make our predictions. Follow along with us. Let us know what your predictions are for this event. And starting off with what's going to be on the pre-show, Sami Zayn against JD McDonough. JD, don't McGoogle me, whatever we call him. I forget.
Yeah, JD, don't McGoogle me.
Don't McGoogle
Yeah.
me. Yeah. So, this is Sami. Last show they had in Saudi Arabia was Sami's first time competing in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, of Syrian descent. Big ovation. That was a tag team match. This time he's going singles. So, I honestly don't think he's basically the new Mansoor at this point when it comes to the Saudi Arabia shows. Do you guys agree with me on that one?
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
no,
especially considering Mansoor's not with them anymore. So
I know.
Yeah.
So, I think it's safe to say we're all picking Sami Zayn on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see no
Yeah.
reason to pick JD. I really don't.
All right. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. Tommy, what are you feeling on this one?
I'll say Cody
Okay.
because I still think Damian might try to pull something tonight and not pull it off, but I think a loss to Cody will make him mad and he'll want to leave with a win. He'll be like the Denzel Washington meme. I'm leaving with something.
Mike.
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid. I mean, they've kept Judgment Day pretty strong for the most part, obviously. But I feel like when you get that briefcase, there's always that danger of booking you into losses so that when you do cash in, it's almost like a surprise. So I kind of agree, but I think I'm going to go with Cody too on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Cody as well for this match this night.
Awesome.
So, yep. Interesting one. John Cena versus Solo Sikoa.
I feel like this
Mike,
is a
go for
heart
it.
versus head pick.
Yeah.
Because my heart says Solo should totally win this. Put over the young guy. But my head says, especially in a Saudi show where you're kind of catering to
That's a good
that
point. I
big
forgot
crowd,
about that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like this is a perfect Cena, because you remember when they talked about when they first went out there how they wanted all these stars that they said they didn't realize some were dead, like they wanted Yokozuna.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
not
like John,
happening.
Yeah.
I feel like John Cena with the star power, they're gonna make the fans happy. So
Mhm.
whether maybe it's a DQ type thing, but I think he's gonna get the win.
All right. I'm gonna go with Solo Sikoa. And that's only because I feel like I don't think the faces can win every match, right? So
It's Saudi Arabia. I don't know. That's
I
the
know,
thing.
I know.
There's always been a weird world over there, for matches. So I don't know.
For sure. Tommy, what about you?
Man, I'm split. I really am.
I feel like this is a coin flip of a match, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say Solo until you pointed out the fact that this is in Saudi Arabia. Then I remember. You know what? I do have a coin here. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Head Cena, tails Solo.
All right.
Solo,
Solo. All right.
and with no confidence whatsoever. It's like a picking an
Hey,
impact match.
that's that in-depth analysis you came to watch the WrestleCast for, people. So
Okay.
yeah,
Did I
Let us know
just
your predictions to
solo
everybody.
John Cena?
you
You
did.
just
That's
solo
not
John.
something I ever thought I would have done.
Me neither.
Let's
I
go with it.
yeah, I can't believe it either. But hey, that's also the flip of the coin, my friend.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess so.
All right, now on to the title matches on this event, and there's quite a few of them. Starting with the United States Championship, Rey Mysterio defending against Logan Paul. Okay, we're picking who we think is going to win, not who we want to win, because I don't know if anyone wants to see Logan Paul with the United States Championship.
Right.
So, yeah. But I'm going to... Oh, God, this is tough. I know Logan
you got quiet real quick.
Yeah, you did. Let's just say it. We think they're going to put the title on Logan.
Yeah.
That's what
Just
I'm
get it-
afraid of, though, because this is always a title where, like, the Intercontinental, it's like supposed to be like the hardest working guy in the locker room, and like Logan Paul's never there.
Because what's he going to do? He's going to take it on his podcast every week. He's going to go do other stuff. He's going to have that WWE title with him.
Yeah,
You know what? All that logic aside, you're right. I agree. I'm picking Rey Mysterio. I don't care.
I love the conviction.
you know,
I'll
I'm gonna
be
say
wrong.
Logan Paul because Survivor Series is around the corner, so I expect to see him on TV every week, possibly defending it there.
Fair
So I'll
enough.
say
But
Logan
he
Paul.
doesn't have a fight coming up, so
Yeah, so
I know I'm
Mike-
wrong, but I don't care.
you're going Logan Paul, Mike, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'll solo Rey. I'll
Not
Logan
happy
Rey
about
Mysterio.
it, but
Yeah.
All right, Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley is defending against Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez in a fatal five-way match. Go ahead, Tommy.
Can I just pick what I would like to happen and be wrong?
Sure, if you
this
want
is
to.
a PG show, Tommy. So
Okay, can I pick the second thing I want? You know what? Screw it. I want to see Shayna Baszler win.
Okay.
I just do. I am so proud of how she's been handling herself since she broke away from Ronda.
Yeah.
And nothing against Ronda. I really don't have anything against Ronda. I seriously don't. I think she's just something got thrust into the spotlight too early. And I know who's obviously going to win. I do. But damn it, Shayna's awesome. Also, I'm biased. I have a picture with her that she totally didn't have to take with me. So, but I like Shayna Baszler just also as a person because, like, whenever she's on anyone's TikTok, she clearly doesn't want to be there. She's the most hilarious part. I keep flashing back to hers with Mia Yim, and it's the most hilarious thing ever.
All right. Tommy's going Shayna. What about you, Mike?
here's the thing to me.
Uh-oh.
If there was ever a way to get the title off Rhea right now,
Yeah.
it's this, because she doesn't have to be pinned, right? Like Overkill at RCW didn't have to get pinned to lose those titles. So
At the record show, we still picked them, by the way.
I didn't. I picked H2 Easy at that show.
That's what you did.
But they didn't find me, so obviously they didn't watch the show that week.
Oh, thank God. Lucky you. Anyway,
Here's the thing. I feel like maybe in a storyline wise, because Rhea's become so powerful, she's making all the deals like with Heyman. She's talking to Drew, Drew McIntyre. I mean, they've shown all this stuff recently. I find it interesting if she does lose her title, and then maybe Priest does cash in. Maybe there's that that change of the dynamic of Judgment Day. So I kind of agree with you, and I'm going to go with Shayna too, because if there's someone I think would deserve it right now, would be her. I know Raquel's kind of a favorite, but they need to get her character right, I think, before they really give her that title. She needs to find that right, because physically and like in the ring she's fine. I just think she needs to narrow that character into something that we can really get behind, not just smiling baby face.
Fair enough.
For sure. Because of this whole storyline with how the Judgment Day is going about, okay, they gave Dominic shit about losing a title and we better get it back, this and that. I just can't see Rhea losing it yet for
Fair
some
enough.
reason. I just can't. So and I know it's a 5-way. Um, I'm sure she's gonna pin. I don't know, Zoe Stark or somebody.
I hope Nia Jax, if you're going
I
to do it
would
that way.
love for that. Just to take her out of the picture. That'd be great. So I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley to retain. So not so sure the champion's gonna retain on the next one. The women's championship, Io Sky defending against Bianca Belair.
Yeah, this one's hard to call.
And by the way, Jason's agreeing with me. Yeah, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So uh, I think it's gonna go to Bianca Belair. Uh, and part of it is because apparently she and her husband have a show coming up.
Yeah,
It's about to
that's what's
premiere.
influencing my decision.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm going with Bianca. Jason's going with Io.
Yeah, that was obvious, Jason. We knew where you were going.
Yeah, Mike, what about you?
I feel like I want to agree with you, and so maybe my question isn't even about the winner. My question is, I think the Saudi crowd would cheer her winning, but
Yeah.
when she comes back to the States, will Bianca be a face? Because I feel like toward the end of her last reign, she was kind of getting to that part where people were like, okay, she's had this belt forever. She's beating everybody. This is getting kind of boring. I know she was out for a little bit. I don't know if it was legit injury or she was just taking time.
I think it was like a minor thing, and she was just taking time. Like she's
Yeah.
been wrestling for like a year straight, so they're just giving her a break.
So
Yeah.
I do think I agree that she's going to win it back, but I guess my question goes more to what kind of reaction is she going to get
When she comes
once she
stateside.
comes back? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Io, if you remember, right before she cashed in, Io was getting some loud pops. Was it the
Yeah,
last Saudi crowd too, or the
the
England?
England. It was England.
Was it the money? Well,
Yeah.
it's winning the bank when she won. That's right.
Yeah,
'Cause they
it
were
was
in
England.
England.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it'd be interesting. I don't know.
All right. Uh, so Mike, you're saying
Bianca.
Bianca, Tommy.
I'll go EO.
Okay.
I'll just lone wolf a couple of these. It's just because
What? You and Jason going with the Joshis? No way.
I mean I know it's a rare thing. Look, I know I never ever pick a Japanese wrestler to win anything.
How come you never told us that you like Japanese wrestling, Tommy?
I tried to keep it a secret, man. It's it's a little bit something it's my guilty pleasure. Okay, I just didn't want you guys to judge me, so I just kept it to myself.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right.
Jason's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins defending against Drew McIntyre. Let me just come out and say it. I think Rollins is going to retain, but I think Damian Priest is cashing in at Crown Jewel. Because I don't think a cash in has happened yet in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. I can't think of any time.
I think you're right. I don't think so.
Yeah. So I got Rollins winning this one. I don't know if McIntyre goes off and just beats the crap out of him, but I think we're going to get a cash in with Damian Priest cashing in and walking away with the championship. So that out there. But the match itself, I think Rollins is going to win. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you because, and maybe because I feel like they were setting that up with the Nakamura feud because they put such an emphasis on like his back and he's beaten. So like I felt they were really setting up like either Nakamura taking it or he's so beaten up and injured that he gets cashed in on. And I know at the last pay-per-view they did some angle where Priest got hurt or mad or something, and Rhea was like, "You're not ready to do this right now. You're not going to cash in tonight. Let's leave." So they kind of did that to take it away. But no, I agree with you. I think it's I just feel like not that he hasn't been a great champion, not that he's not a workhorse. I just feel like in the stories that he's been doing, I feel like it's setting up that he's so overworked, he's working injured. Like I feel like it's setting up for it. It has to come at some point, you would think. So
Yeah.
All right. Tommy?
Yeah, I'll go Seth, but I'm not entirely convinced that Damien will cash in that night, but I'll go Seth as well.
Okay. And finally, the Universal Championship match, WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns defending against LA Knight.
Yeah.
First of all, do you think they kind of fast tracked this title shot? Is this the right pay-per-view for this to happen?
Depends on what happens.
Yeah, probably,
Yeah.
but I also don't care because LA Knight's getting a title shot. So look, I'll put it this way: my bias is 100% in on this. Just letting you know. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, Tommy, who are you picking?
I am picking the man they call the megastar, with everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah. Like I said, my bias. I know my bias is showing on this one, and I do not care. Just 100%. I'm thrilled that he's getting this shot, and I don't care if it ruins everyone's plans if he wins this. I don't care. I don't care. Let the man win it. He's been the highlight of like every company he's ever been in, and no one ever gives him a world title.
All right, Mike. What about you?
Yeah, I'm 100% with him. I don't care if it's my head pick or it's my heart pick or whatever. Just like and to add to that, I really do feel like they've lost so much momentum of Roman. Like, and maybe that's just us as the more kind of like hardcore fans. You know, maybe WWE, who has such a larger, kind of more casual fan,
Yeah.
is looks forward. Damian cash in on LA Knight and Roman pulls a Seth and makes it a three-way. That'd be kind of fun.
Listen, you want to make fans angry and happy at the exact same time,
right?
Let that
That'd
happen.
be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just think it's lost momentum, and I don't know. For me, I don't get as much like, oh, Roman's finally there. I'm like, oh, thanks for showing up, buddy. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know,
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like the bloodline story has kind of run its course. Like it's cool that Jey Uso's kind of, moved over, got himself like a main event thing, but I really feel just a lot of momentum has been lost with the whole thing. So give it to LA Knight. He's got the pops out the building now. Like, just go for it.
And that's what I was gonna say. It's like, I know it was your question earlier, JC, was like, is this viewed too soon to be pushed? And I would have said maybe if the fact that the cheers haven't been consistent long before Roman got there. Like, I think about SummerSlam when they did the Battle Royale, his music hit, that whole crowd, like what did it even, I think Corey Graves said it. You remember when this building had a roof on it? So it's like, yeah, maybe it is a bit soon, but at the same time, who's hotter than him right now? You could have said Jey Uso or Sammy at WrestleMania, but now, ever since SummerSlam, it's been LA Knight, no question about it. His shirts have been selling out. Like, I've seen way more and LA Knight signs than anyone else at shows. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and I think about the moment they did the contract signing, which is probably one of my favorite clips ever now, of Roman holding the belt and LA Knight just completely interrupting him by having a song playing and walking right past him. And I was like, oh, it was the oh, this man don't give a F moment. So I just love. So that's why I was like, I love the idea of Cody getting another shot, and that would be fun and all. But give it to LA Knight, man. Just let the guy have the
100%.
Yeah.
That all being said,
yeah,
I'm still picking Roman Reigns.
I get logic, JC. Get out of here.
I gotta throw it in there. Look, if the guy is gonna lose the title and it's not at WrestleMania, I'll be shocked. If he's ever gonna lose it, it's gonna be at WrestleMania. So maybe if it was LA Knight at WrestleMania, I'd probably be picking LA Knight. But it's LA Knight versus Roman at Crown Jewel. Sorry, Saudi Arabia, it's not WrestleMania proportions. So I'm going with Roman. He's held it this long. You can argue the Deonna Purrazzo rule, the Roman Reigns rule at this point. Yeah, so whatever. So 1,000+ days. Whatever.
I've noticed every time we gave him that rule, a name to someone, they lose, like the very show we're talking about.
Oh, you mean when
I've been trying it with Roman Reigns, he still hasn't lost. So But,
I changed it to genocide right before we lost to Tiffany. So my bad. But good luck in a couple weeks at your Muay Thai tournament in Thailand. So that's cool.
So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 1997 after WrestleMania 13, face Undertaker.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Just like him, because you still have, of course, the factor of Jimmy and Solo getting involved, which they probably will.
Yeah.
And that I mean, he could still lose, but there is no reason LA Knight can't come out as looking like the $1 million that he is.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
I mean, because he's got to be worth a literal million at this point, right? I mean, how many T-shirts
Yeah.
has he sold out of on their website? Like, I know I have one; it's over there. So,
All right. Well, WWE Crown Jewel is Saturday, November 4th at 12 p.m. Central Time. Yes, middle of the day, everybody. Pre-show should be starting at 11. Taking place at Mohammed Abdu Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and will be available on Peacock. So, yes, get you a little brunch, get some lunch, and watch Crown Jewel.
And then there's a show in San Antonio you can go to afterwards. Anyway.
Yeah. So there you go. That's right. BOW is this Saturday, so for sure. Yep. All right. Well, it's been a bit. This list has been out for a little while. It's time to finally discuss. Oh, by the way, Jason says LA Knight wins by DQ.
Fair enough.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's one way to do it too.
Yeah, unless they make the match an ODQ like they always seem to do, right? So
like right at the last minute.
Yep. All right. The PWI Women's 250. Oh, excuse me. Oh, long day. This list came out a few weeks ago. First edition of the 250, up from the 150 from last year. And full disclosure, am opening it now for the first time. And finally seeing this. So I'm just going to really kind of quickly run through the top 10 on this.
You saw the top 10 a couple weeks ago now?
I honestly only saw the top one. I haven't even looked at it.
So
this is all a surprise to me, actually. Yeah, so one, obviously, Rhea Ripley. We knew that. On the cover, the pictures are out there. Number 2, Julia.
Woo!
Bianca Belair, 3. Jamie Hayter, 4. Tam Nakano. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Tam Nakano at 5.
Woo!
Athena at 6.
Woo!
So
Who
proud
has
of
been
Athena for that.
killing it
Yes.
on ROH.
Deanna Purrazzo, 7.
Yeah.
Willow Nightingale, 8.
Yeah.
Camille at 9. And Jordan Grace at 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that I'm definitely the proudest of, Roxanne Perez. Texas native, Laredo native, 15.
That's really good. That's really good.
And honestly, my pick to be in the top 10 next year's list.
She could be.
Because,
She could.
one of those young talent things here. So, guys, we'll go through. I mean, it's a long list here. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, right? As he said
Don't share your screen. Don't do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until he gets back with us.
Yep.
You got Jade Cargill at 14. So, again, with these things, we always have to look at when the criteria, what the time period is.
Yeah.
Because I assume Jade kind of had that break after she lost the title right at the end of that time period. So maybe it didn't hurt her as bad.
Right.
16, I think, is supposed to be Kairi Sane, or is there another Kairi?
No, it's Kairi Sane. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. I might have just typed
the
it.
Kairi. Yeah.
Statlander at 18. I'm a huge fan of hers.
Yep.
Charlotte Flair at 21 with Ronda at 22.
21? Okay.
Again,
did Ronda wrestle enough to be at 22?
That's she was in tags a lot, right?
I think. Well, no, that's right. She tagged with Shayna a lot.
Shayna at the end.
Right.
And I feel like Charlotte wasn't there for a long time.
Was
she? Was I just not she's probably getting title matches. I'm gonna stop watching this.
That might have been part of it too.
Yeah.
Why is it Tommy at 40? Anyway.
Trinity at 23. Io Sky at 24.
She'll probably be higher next year.
Yeah. Tiffany Stratton will probably be higher.
Yep.
I know her run kind of got interrupted by Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
When they did that little thing with her. Yeah, Charlotte has been off and on.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think Tiffany, I think they're ready to push her to the moon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mickey James still up there is really awesome. Hikaru Shida. I feel like she didn't wrestle as much earlier in the year. I know she had a couple title reigns, her second and third,
I think. You know what? Oh wait, you know what? No, she did. You know why? Because she was in Japan a lot.
Oh, okay.
She wrestled. Yeah, forgot because she was the pro wrestling wave champion for like a few months.
Well, there you
So
go. That would
I
make
take it
sense
back.
then.
So I was gonna say you're right, but no, she just wasn't on AEW TV. She went back to Japan for a while.
Okay.
And wrestled there, and I guess JC will be back at some point.
I think he messaged in.
Yeah. Okay.
He has to reboot his router. Are we still live then?
No, we're still live. The counter's still going, and
Okay.
I'm checking. We're still live.
All right, so I guess it's just his computer.
Yeah.
I do want to go down a little bit and say something. The first disrespect on this list, Bailey at 41.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering if you were going to bring that up.
How dare you, PWI? Now, Bailey will probably be the first one to be like, whatever, you idiots, I don't care. But can we not insult, like, the Star Maker? Because right now, all she does is be the best, one of the best heels in WWE, make the face look like money, and help Io and Dakota with their stuff. So could we please not be disrespectful? That's just rude.
That is rude. I will admit that. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. She's been a workhorse during the Thunderdome era, and then since she came back from the injury right before they were supposed to return. She's been their workhorse, and yes, I'm a huge fan, and her and Claudio are my top two right now. But she doesn't always get the respect she deserves for what she does.
Yeah, I agree.
What about some other ones? High-end at 45. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I think she's going to be much higher next year too.
Yeah, especially since apparently I didn't get to see it yet, but her match with Julia for the Strong Women's Championship. Yes,
right. Yeah,
Championship, at the Vegas show. Yeah. And apparently those were Julia's. I think Julia said that's like her first time in Vegas. She had a lot of fun. Yeah. And it was funny because High-End or Julia, I think both did. Took pictures in front of the sphere that Ted told me about. I was like, now I really want to visit
that thing. Looks crazy. Like I haven't been really cool. I went to Vegas once in my early 20s with my family, and look, I'm not a crazy party person. Like it's a cool place to visit, but that thing looks insane.
It does. I want to check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm not really a party person either, but I do want to check that out. Little offended that Mia Yim's at 224, but
yeah,
let's just keep moving.
And I felt like she was doing a lot, working with the Good Brothers and the OC.
Yeah,
for a lot of this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say it now. And I'm sure there's a few people that we would probably bring up, but it is also downright disrespectful that Jasmine Allure is not in the 250.
Okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and concede that that's wrong. I don't
know if this is a criteria thing, but I mean, I feel like she was wrestling. I know NPW only does a show like every other month, but she was Gulf Coast champion.
Yeah.
She was at Hurricane Pro. She just won their title. Wildcat Sports. And then, of course, WoW. Like, I don't know what WoW, I'd be interested to see how WoW kind of plays into their stats.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they film like seasons over a couple of days or like a week.
Yeah.
And then, they do their TV show. So I don't know how that plays into ratings. But, and I don't mean this as an insult to other people, but I look at some other names like going around, especially even if you get to the, close to 250, I'm like, and really like Jasmine wasn't on this list. Like, I don't know. There's probably a few names as I'm looking through. I really hope. Go ahead.
I was saying, Genocide and Janai Kai are in the upper 200s, and that feels disrespectful.
I think Genocide's was a little bit of a number of matches thing. I just saw her. She's at one, or is she within the
120? She's at 120.
Yeah, Rinkowski.
She's right below Shotzi.
Yeah, actually, Maddie's at 120.
Hey! All right, guys. So let's stop with the JC sucks jokes, okay?
Yeah.
It was funny for a while, but let's go ahead and calm down, everybody.
Right.
He's back now. Let's all calm down.
Is that weird, Tommy, doing that to someone else when we usually do it to you?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I was going to enjoy it while I could, because it'll never happen again,
exactly, so. Jason. Like, Maddie's at 120, getting her tryout, and you're telling me Jasmine, who also gets a tryout, isn't even 250? That's crazy.
Yeah, that feels wrong. Like, and like this is coming from a diehard Jasmine hater. That this is wrong. Yeah, I think JC froze again.
I think he is. All right, JC's having technical difficulties, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my connection right now. It's just
Did you borrow Tommy's old computer for
I-
tonight?
It
You
feels
must
like
have,
it, right?
dude.
No, I don't know what it is in my router right now. It's like it's off and on. It's off. I have no idea what's going on. So
Maybe it's
Have you had a
something
time
on
to look at the
area.
list yet?
a little bit while I was waiting. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Any
I don't know
thoughts?
what you guys said. Jason, update on that. Jasmine Laura told me she has already had the tryouts.
Yeah.
And it's just waiting
Oh.
word on that. So yeah.
It seems like they had all of them that got the tryout had it a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and they're just all
Yeah.
waiting for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, so
Maddie was I had to
120 we
close it.
said.
120. Yeah, I had to close it just to completely reset everything.
Yeah.
So I don't have to listen.
We were also saying how disrespectful it is that Genocide and Janai Kai were in the upper 200s.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty.
And the
far
only
down.
thing that again might hurt Genocide is I don't think she had the number of matches either. I know she was with NWA, but
That's
I don't
true,
think
yeah.
she was doing a lot of other indies besides Mission Pro and that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Mike, did you see where Tiffany Nieves was?
yes, where was it?
184.
Well, yeah, 184. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and Queen Amanado was at 189. All right
Yeah.
then. All
And,
right. Okay.
Two people that I think will be on this list next year, even if they expand it. One, Izzy,
Yeah.
and two, Black Swan.
Yes.
Black Swan this past week just had a match with Billy Starks, which was apparently pretty cool.
well, yeah, I did hear
Is
about
she
that.
still a relatively new talent? Is that why she's not on
Yes.
it this year? Is that what's going on?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think this is like her second.
Something like that. It hasn't been long, and
Because we asked her that, and now I can't remember.
yeah, and I guess we'll have to talk to her again for another 3 hours. So let's get her back
Okay,
on.
book it.
But yeah, because in all honesty, I hadn't heard of her character before she was announced
Yeah.
for MPW, but now it seems like she's starting to get out there a little bit and getting some more recognition.
Yeah.
damn it.
Rena. No, I guess that's not too low.
I'm afraid to pull up anything right now because it's just
I
keeps
don't-
giving me
I
spotty
don't
stuff. So
I
I'm
don't blame
just-
you.
Yeah,
I don't
so
blame you.
I'm
You
just
just-
not okay. Yeah, I'll just do
Pull it up on your phone. Oh no, he really froze.
We're kind of jinxing it now, I think.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize showing your computer screen would.
Okay, so yeah, this is what I was checking. Rina Yamashita is at where I just saw her 84.
Yeah.
And she's been having match after match after match with GCW.
Yeah.
And so I get it. It's not even, I mean, she's above the hundreds, but I still think she's too low because she's still their ultraviolet champion.
Right.
Like, she
Billy
has been-
Starks is at 56, which is really cool for her, but she's been doing really good, and
Who are we
she's
talking about?
wrestling a lot. Billy Starks.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's currently the minion who sucks. So
No. So apparently tonight on the show,
Oh,
she check Twitter when you get off, but apparently it was Athena versus Mercedes Martinez.
yeah.
Someone showed up in a hoodie and hit Mercedes with the belt, and it was Billy. So now Athena's proud of her that she finally cheated or whatever, and I think she's out of her punishment in the minion in training. So
Okay.
yeah. But it was just
Well-
tonight. So
Well. That being said, I will never not find the minion and trading video funny.
yes, I hope they keep up.
I watched it again today, and I was like, "This is still just as funny as the first time I saw it."
Casey, are you
done.
frozen again?
He's frozen again.
God.
Yo, what's up, Rolando? How you doing?
Hello.
Seriously, he has my old computer apparently.
Yeah.
My old connection.
And then speaking of Mercedes Martinez, she's at 61. So I mean, still going. I know she's been doing it a while, but getting those matches on ROH and AEW every now and then.
Well, see, this is my problem. People who complain about ROH, so it's only on streaming. Well, are you watching it? Then, if you're not watching it, then you can't really complain, now, can you?
Again, looking at the timing, Cora Jade. I know after one of their big shows, she lost and then was like, "I'm out of here, losers." And again, I don't know where that was because she had a little bit of a gap, but she's still pretty high.
Yeah,
Um,
I think so.
I don't know what her storyline is because people have asking her when she's coming back, and she's like, "I'm not going back to NXT. They're a bunch of losers." So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what storyline they're going there.
Yeah,
Sky Blue at 89. Always a good wrestler. Just finally kind of interesting. I don't know if you saw Dynamite. Everyone kind of assumed she was gonna join Julia, and she
yeah,
didn't. She spit blue mist in her face and helped Willow. So it's almost like she's a gothic anti-hero
yeah.
as opposed to Julia. So that could be kind of interesting because you know people like to look at pictures of me as not. It happens a lot, but not the best like character for a wrestler. So glad they're finally giving her something that you kind of show some depth in.
Yeah, I mean, and it does add the complexity of what what this really means for her and Willow. So that's
Yeah,
probably going to get her higher on the list next year. And
and
you know,
yeah, and you saw what the gothic turn did for Julia.
yeah,
Like it turned into a great character. People like she was getting cheers in her match against Statlander
yep,
for the belt. People I think really wanted her to beat Statlander. So
yeah. I think they did.
and then I want to throw this out since we're talking about some of our the people we've seen at MPW. Mia Friday 229.
That is really cool for her.
Again,
Like,
she's only like 18. She went to Japan this year.
damn
Um,
damn it.
beat Angel Blue recently, so just really killing it. Doing some good things.
And then Maya World's at 249.
Yeah. Look, legit. And like we talked about that. Her match was Izzy with Izzy was awesome.
Yeah,
But Maya is legit, and I expect her to be within the top 50 at least if she keeps this up. Because
yeah, for sure.
yeah, she's really good. I think she's gonna have a big run. Me and Tommy's dream to go to Japan. Yeah, I bet.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, just I who was I talking? I was talking to like my coworkers and said like they know people like who hate doing touristy things in certain cities. I was like, man, please, when I get to when I get to Japan, when I get to Tokyo,
Hey, JC.
when
Let's
I
see
get
how
to,
long this time lasts.
Yeah, let's see.
yeah,
By the way, I agree with everything you guys are saying. Good job.
Yeah, right.
thanks, man, appreciate you.
So,
But yeah, I was saying when I get to the Shinjuku district, I'm taking so many pictures at the center of it. Like they're going to know. Well, of course, I'll be the only probably 6'1" black dude there. So it's like, I'm American. Like, yes, I am, and I'm happy to be here. I'll be very coming to America. I'm very happy to be here.
also, Tommy, I didn't realize this because we just saw her at the last show, but Amira is Amira Lara Luke, and she's at 235.
No
So
way.
she can,
Very
yeah,
cool.
I didn't know that.
Very
Well,
cool.
yeah,
dude, I didn't even know her before.
yeah. I
About so
know.
many Gundams. Yes, Jason. Yes, yeah, 100%, bro.
So as you and Jason deem the Mission Strong style, she may be the originator of that with her and Ladybird. So.
Dude, I was like that would be all the mission of personal wrestling to me. I was like, okay, no, this is like this is a match that's making Nakamura happy right now.
Yeah.
It's like he's smiling and doesn't know why. He's like, nice.
All right, Jesse, let's see if we can get you for 30 seconds. Anything you want to add about the list?
Yeah, if you want to purchase this, go to pwi-online.com. Go check it out. Get subscribed. Get the digital version. You can also order a print version of this as well if you want to get your hands-on copy of it as well. That's about all I'm going to say because I'm afraid to pull up the list right now for fear of shit just cutting down.
Don't play.
Right.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm sure you guys are great. So I'm gonna go back and watch it after this. But just the biggest thing I'll say about this when I got a quick glance at the list while everything was like shut down on me, it's amazing how many of those names are gonna be coming through Mission Pro through San Antonio
exactly.
and have already. So
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see where that goes and how many more people are going to come through over the next year that we're going to be seeing on this list when it comes out again next year.
Yes.
So, yeah,
like we said,
Mission Pro tries to bring all of them through here. So.
Yeah, seriously.
for sure.
But like we said, Izzy's going to be on that list. Black Swan should. Quite a few other people. Jasmine, like we said earlier, Should
Yeah.
definitely be on this list.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like I said, Roxanne Perez should
Yeah.
be top 10. I mean, if she's not made roster next year, what the fuck are they thinking? Let's be honest here. So, I mean, that's my thoughts.
I mean,
on it.
it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Let's try going to 1 minute warning, guys. You think we
Oh,
can
do you want to
that?
talk about BLW real quick before we go?
Oh, BLW. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go for it before I lose connection. Go for it.
Okay. Just real quick. So far, what we have announced is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. Yeah. I think there are going to be more at the show. I can't remember what all of them are, but what we have so far: RWA Outlaws against Nathan Estrada, Smoke the Reaper, and Levi Lucas. Jay Knight and Dante Marchese, against Culture Shock. And a Kumite style no ropes match. Vic Endurance and DeMarcus Rashad. T Ray and Crowley will be 1-on-1. And a 4-way match for the women's championship. Lady Bird Monroe defending against Skylar Slice, Miranda Gordy, and Jael. Champion versus champion of TWO heavyweight champion Alex Arsenal against TWO Diamond champion Chris Austin. And the main event will be Savage King defending against, originally it was going to be Sledge, but after his actions last show, Chase Owens is also in this match. So it's going to be a triple threat for the title.
We didn't even get to talk about Chase at the
my
hybrid
God.
show and his David Kidd street fight. So he came out in the Michael Myers get up, the full suit and the mask.
Yeah.
And, he was like scaring David Kidd.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally he just pulls off. He's like, oh, God, it's hot as hell in here.
Yeah.
Then starts beating the hell out of David Kidd.
Yeah,
of course, everyone does
that was a hell of a match.
So, yeah.
And then also I didn't realize until RCW put it, Miranda Gordy, who was in that women's match, is the daughter of Terry Gordy.
I think it's his
right.
daughter.
I think it's his daughter, the granddaughter. So RCW has the Von Erichs coming in for Iron Claw, and then they have a Gordy sibling or a child.
Yeah, she's his daughter. Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of Texas history there.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see. Well, Miranda Gordy is the original BLW Women's Champion, but she sustained an injury and had to vacate it. So this is actually her trying to coming to win her belt back.
Nice.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, let's get into our 1 minute warning segment here. Mike, do you have something this week?
Yeah.
All right. Whenever you're ready, sir. Go for it.
So first of all, I just want to say a thing because I don't remember if it came out before our Thursday show, but we also have an interview up with Maddie Rankowski that went up over the weekend, which is also great. I got to tell the story real quick because I think I put it in our chat, but I have a joke in our family that my mom has a list of people who have been mean to her children, and like my 5th grade teacher, she still doesn't like because she messed up one of my math grades and put me in like the 3rd level math when I should have been in the top level. And like legitimately people, I have a math degree and I've taught high school math for 20 years almost, but my mom still doesn't like her. Anyway, so when I posted on Facebook about the interview, I joked, I was like, because, it's Maddie and her thing is to kind of insult people and, belittle you as the main character. And I was like, Mom, if you see this, it's just a character. Don't get mad. So on Saturday, we had tickets to the UTSA game. My parents were like, come with us because we have a parking pass like right next to, right there. I was like, okay, cool. So we're driving and I told my mom about it. She's like, let me see this interview. So my mom's in the back seat. I'm in the front seat with my dad. And all of a sudden, like I just keep hearing, oh my God, she's so funny. She's so cute. Oh my God, she's hilarious. So apparently my mom loves Maddie Rankowski now, which I get. But she's like, she's just so hilarious. And like her facial expressions when she's joking with y'all. I was like, yeah, she's great. But I just thought it was hilarious. Not what I expected from my mom. Because I know Tommy kind of experiences this too sometimes about like, our family knows we're into wrestling. They tolerate it sometimes. They're not the biggest fans of it, but that was kind of funny. So, yeah, fun little story from this weekend. So, interviews with Maddie and Gia Michelle up. And coming soon, hopefully this weekend, H2 Easy.
Can't wait.
Yep.
Tommy, you got something this week?
Actually, I don't think I do. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things I first want to say on my 1 minute warning. First off, to Ric Flair, I know you signed a deal. Please, for the love of God, do not get into a wrestling match. We don't need it. Okay, I love that you're still involved. You're still out there making it for yourself, but please, don't Don't scare us anymore. You have nothing left to prove. Okay, you're already a legend. Don't do that. Now Tuesday, of course, was Halloween, and because of that, we didn't have softball practice for my daughter's team, so it allowed me a chance after all the trick or treating was done to be home and watch a little bit of NXT.
Okay.
And dare I say, there's something that really annoyed me about NXT that needs to change because it reminded me a lot of what WCW used to do before they went out of business.
Booker T?
No, censor the fans. Because fans are going to chant, holy shit. They're going to chant, asshole. USA, do you really have to cut the audio whenever fans are chanting holy shit? So it's holy, holy. It cuts out what the commentators are trying to say. It takes away from what is going on. It becomes a distraction for the match when you do it so much. And quite frankly, it's one of the things that led to WCW's downfall because they tried to censor the fans. It doesn't work out. The fans are the ones watching, and if you're going to censor it, just don't do it. It's not a good thing, especially when WWE for years has been advocate about freedom of speech. You guys remember the Parents Television Council shit that happened years ago? Please, just stop censoring fans. Fans are going to react that way. Yes, you can say this, you can't say that on television. Fine. But that's just an annoyance of mine. I just don't think it's a good idea. It's something they need to stop doing. That's just me. So
I will say I agree with you in general, but much like DX themselves, this is no longer the Attitude Era WWE. This is the corporate make all the money, do whatever the TV channels tell us to do era. And Jason's right. They've done it on SmackDown. They did it on Raw. AEW does it sometimes. So
SmackDown I can maybe understand because it's Fox, but Jesus Christ, it's cable television.
I agree with you, but
yeah,
I bring back Steven Richards.
The right to censor. Yeah.
Have you seen that guys like online criticizing or like critiquing wrestling things and like, oh, this person's got injured because they did this, and they're like, it's crazy. Apparently, he's still out there doing so.
Yeah, that's he did that. I think he did it on one and
when Nia Jax came back.
Yeah, no, but no, it was before that because like somebody else, because whoever he said they got injured there came back and said that's not where it happened. You need to or called them out on or whatever.
Oh, really? I didn't see that part. That's
I forget who it was.
Yeah, it still surprised me USA be censoring when they had silk stockings for so many years, right? So
no, I didn't stay after Raw to see the beginning of that show.
Not.
No,
of course not.
Nope.
Finally, too, before we sign off, today, of course, is Dia de los Muertos, and it's definitely something for us here at the WrestleCast to remember those we have lost, friends, family, and in the wrestling world, so many of them just blur the lines of family. Massive,
Michael
Faith, Sean Vex.
Our own WrestleCaster, Tez.
And of course, Tez, for sure. Still just in shock getting that message. We were, I don't even think we did the show live yet, had we? I don't remember.
No, it was live. Yeah, because
it was live when we got the message.
Because you got real quiet. And
I wasn't even on that show because it was one of those nights I was just
because remember what had happened was it was supposed to be you, me, and Tez, JC, and when Tez didn't respond, we were like, well, let's just do the show.
Yeah,
and that's when you were talking. I think I was talking about something. You got the message. You got real quiet. You told me to keep going. I was like, okay, and you didn't say what it was until after we were done. So actually, we didn't even say it until after we were done recording. We didn't even talk about it till the next week.
We mentioned at the very end of the show. I remember now because it was her mom that It was his mom that texted me. And it was just it's a complete shock. But yeah, Tez, your pictures on my ofrenda. You're just miss you so much to this day. I wish you could be here to see what AEW and WWE have done to make wrestling better. I wish you could be at the Mission Pro shows with us. I wish you were around to see Izzy's debut and everything like that, and to see my kids get involved, and to appreciate how loud my son gets at wrestling shows. But we miss you so much. Yeah, miss you so much. And if I will say that there's some things that traditions and stuff that are Coco got it right. So if you're not familiar with Dia de los Muertos, Coco, the movie, definitely got it right about what this holiday means to so many of us families that with Mexican heritage. So.
Real quick, my wife hadn't seen that yet, and she watched it just the other day. Was crying by the end of it. She loved that movie, so I was like, I told her, she's like, "Is Coco good?" I was like, "It's so good. You're not ready."
Yeah.
She's like, "Okay, let me watch it." And she watched it, and I always love like the last 5 minutes of that movie. So I came running in. She was like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Told you."
Yeah.
You never ready for the end of that movie.
Straight up legacy. I think we're all there with you, man.
Oh yeah, man.
100%.
That movie was so good. I was like, by the end, I mean, like, I think part of it, like not spoiling the ending, but I think you could almost see it coming how the movie was flowing. But it's still at the end, it's like one of the times where okay, I kind of saw that coming, but the payoff was so worth it. I don't care. It was so good. Yeah.
So, to everyone you may have lost, to everyone our family friends have lost, you're gone, but definitely not forgotten. May your memories live on forever. So, thank you, everybody, for watching this week's episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. Yes, remember me. Next week, we will recap WWE Crown Jewel.
Yep.
And that's pretty much about it. I don't know what else is going to happen wrestling news
wise. I'm going to see how this coming week goes, but next week.
Oh, yeah, RCW. That's right.
Well, yeah, that too. But I also may be heading up to Dallas for New Japan.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I have an update on that as well. I have to double check. I mean, Survivor Series is kind of on tap after Crown Jewel. I want to say is that Thanksgiving week? I can't remember. I have to double check my calendar.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. So, what has Crown Jewel?
Wow! How did you know? What? Never mind.
You know, Chase Owens is the crown jewel of the Bullet Club, and every time he gets like an atomic drop or lands the wrong way, you know, we kind of bring that up. So, wow. Legacy's on a roll to finish the show.
Yeah. Jeez.
Did I miss another one?
Yeah.
Well, just.
Oh, Jesus. Well. Just so if you need it again, Saturday, November 4th, 12 p.m. Central Time, noon Central Time on Peacock. You can watch Crown Jewel. Pre-show starting at 11, and Sami Zayn should be on the pre-show as well too.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Well, now that my connection's finally stable, I hope it stays that way. Thank you, everybody, for watching this week's episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC, and as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Reach for the sky, boy.
Boom.
Bang.
Adios, Gunther. Are we frozen again?
Oh no!
I don't know what to do because I think we're still live, but you can't see us.
Yeah, hold on. I'm checking if we're still live.
Well, it says live in the corner. Hey guys,
Yeah,
I think JC's technical difficulties have caused us to be in a weird limbo here.
This happened right now.
So this is just some extra. This is now the Countdown City podcast.